Hey friends, we're out here tonight at Thorpe Park. We've come out for Fright Nights. It's our first time experiencing this in a few years, so we're looking forward to seeing what offerings are happening around the park. We've got a new maze this year, Stitches, which we're very much looking forward to. We've got a returning maze, which is Trailers, which seems to be one that sticks around pretty much constantly at the moment across all of the events here at Thorpe Park. And we've got another one, Survival Games. So we've got our tickets for all three of those mazes, which we're gonna check out and enjoy. Get a little bit scared walking through them, so that should be a lot of fun. And we've also got other entertainment throughout the park that we're gonna try and check out as well, little scare zones and things like that, as well as like fire shows, dance mobs, all sorts. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We do also have some limited edition food that we're gonna hopefully try and check out today as well. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it and see what kind of spookiness is in offer for us. So if you guys do enjoy the video throughout, give us a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. It really does help us out a lot. And it'd be great if you could hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when we post all new videos. Let's go and get our scare on. Thorpe Park, here we go. Got Fright Nights projected on the screen up here, presented by Kiss, or in partnership with Kiss anyway. We got spooky lights on the bridge over. Looking creepy. We've got a park map, so we're going to grab one of those so we can see what's happening tonight. Look how creepy she looks. And then spooky lights. So we picked up the map. As I said, we've got 3 scare mazes, Stitches, Survival Games and Trailers. And then we've also got 4 scare zones. So we've got scare zones of sorts, let's say. Lucifer's Lair. We've got Death's Doors, the Scarecrows of Mawking Meadows, that's a returning one because that's here quite often, and then we've got Creature Campus as well, Trouble's Brewing. So these are all free of charge with entry to the park, so if you've got access to the park you can just go and see those. These are additional extras, so they're £10 each to get in for the evening. There is discount available during the day for annual pass holders, but no discount available during the night. £10 for everybody else regardless. So yeah, our first one is going to be Stitches. We can't film in the mazes, but we'll let you know what our thoughts are after. So what Fright Nights also means is rides in the dark. Now with the UK parks and the seasonal nature of them, a lot of them close early during the autumn-winter months, apart from these Halloween events. This is where you come for rides in the dark, and they are really short waits. Swarm, 5 minutes. Vortex, 15 minutes. I think we saw Saw just a second ago, 15 minutes. So the rides do not have a long wait at all. Tidal Wave, 0 minutes. The reason Tidal Wave is 0 minutes is because it's really cold right now. Wish I'd come here last week when it was like 25 degrees. So first up we've got Stitches. This is going to be a creepy one, kind of based on like teddy bears and like sewing and things like that. So there's going to be a creepy lady inside, I think. Be interesting. I love the facade of it actually. It looks good. It's in a sprung tent just over near Rush and Vortex, and the backside of the walkway from Saw. So this is going to be a good one, I hope. So as I said, we got the prices here of the mazes. £8 in the day, £10 in the evening. You pick a time when you pick a one-shot entry. If you buy the trio, they're £30, which is the same price, but you can use them at any point, although it doesn't really matter because we're queuing up just after 6 anyway. We did have to buy them all separately because the pack was sold out. We just haven't paid any extra or lost any money or anything. So we've just come out of Stitches. That's their new maze here for 2023, and it was an interesting one, wasn't it? I think the like production value on that was better than we've seen for trailers previously.
The sets were good.
Yeah, the sets were pretty good. They were really quite detailed, especially we had a pre-show at the beginning there, which was pretty intense actually. The scare actor there during the pre-show. Points. As we're going through, there were elements there where I thought there was a scare going to happen, and it just didn't really happen. There was a lot of like jumps in the music.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I don't know. Well, just the actors just aren't the same, are they?
yeah, they weren't as like intense with the acting as it would be at somewhere like Horror Nights, but I thought they did a good job.
Yeah. The sets were better than they have been before.
Yeah, there was one particular scene that we will say wasn't very accessibility friendly. We had to crouch to go through it, which was just really awkward. But saying that, it was a really cool room that we were in. So us as fully able-bodied people really enjoyed it, but if you do have accessibility issues, then that part isn't good. There was an element in there with full strobe lighting, and the idea being that the strobe lighting will essentially blind you a bit so that you don't know what's coming up next. Good idea.
That worked.
It did work. Fantastic. We really enjoyed that. So for a Thorpe Park scare maze, I'd probably give that 7 out of 10. Production value was there. Not enough actors, in my opinion, but they did space you out quite well, which meant that you really got time in the maze without just being pushed through. There were a couple of like actual maze elements in there where you could get lost, and that was cool. That was cool. You don't have that in any way, shape or form at Horror Nights because they're just trying to put way too many people through it. So yeah, I mean, we really enjoyed it. Right in the dark. Pretty cool. It was just a good maze. We're walking over now to Saw because I believe it's the Crows of Mawking Meadows. I may be wrong. We're going to go through a scare zone down from Saw back down to Stitches. So it's quite a long scare zone. I'm hoping there's some good scares in there. Just here behind Samurai, we've got Hyperia taking shape. The white track that you see just popping through, that is Hyperia. It's going to be the tallest roller coaster in the UK. Next to the creepiest roller coaster in the UK, Saw. The Crows of Mawking Meadows. We've got a sensory thing here. Day scare, not great. Day sensory rating, not great, but night is looking good. So scare zones are open from 5 till 9. So we're in. Got loads of pumpkins around. Hay bales.
This village is cursed. Heed the spirit. Leave now with haste.
So they are pulsing us through as well, which is interesting.
Near the crows, near the goats.
So it's an actual maze as well, like just an outside maze, which is cool. It's really cool. spooky backlighting. So we did the Crows of Mawking Meadows, and that was a scare zone, as you saw. Just walking through a bunch of crows in like the potato sack kind of masks. That was really cool actually, because it was more like a maze outside than the things at Universal. Production value wasn't quite there. You had a couple of set pieces. A lot of it was just hay bales really making your way around. But for it to be an actual kind of maze outside as opposed to just a walkthrough was really quite cool. Not too many scare actors in the maze itself, or in the scare zone itself, sorry. But we had probably about 6 or 7 in there, and they were doing a good job. They were being really creepy. I think one thing I didn't say about the Stitches maze earlier, which is applicable for both Stitches so far and for that scare zone, is the actors are really trying to stop you, which is quite interesting because you don't see that at Horror Nights. The actors actually like stand in front of you, try and like direct your way. And...
Yeah, well, in the Stitches maze, they had to do that because there were a lot of black curtain doors.
Yes.
And you didn't know if that was the black curtain door for you as a guest or for them as an actor.
There was one particular scene, actually, wasn't there, in Stitches, where the actor pretty much blocked off what could have been an exit door for us, but we didn't know. It was just an exit door.
And he did build it into character, like he was going that way.
Yeah, he was good. He was good at his job. Yeah.
But equally, you shouldn't have to do that if it's designed well enough.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have your guests accidentally walking backstage.
No, that was a little bit frustrating. But the maze itself was good. That scare zone was really cool. We did thoroughly enjoy that. And now we're going to the next one. We're going to survival games, and this is over by the Swarm. So the next one is survival games. It's just to the right of the Swarm. You can buy tickets by scanning the QR code. We've got the Swarm looking fabulously creepy in the dark. Kind of tempted to jump on this if we get time, but we do want to check out some of the entertainment offerings. In the dark, it just looks even scarier. So it's a little bit confusing because it's like to the right and then to the left of the toilets here.
You can't go down here, this is backstage.
Yeah, this is backstage. This is why we've got these gates here. So it's quite interesting. Survival games presented by Evel. I'm assuming tip 1, grab your swag. Tip 2, aim for the finish line. Tip 3, move with haste. Tip 4, elevate your status. Tip 5, smile for the camera. Creepy. We can't film inside, as we said before, but we'll let you know what we think after the fact. So we just come out of survival games, the second scare maze of the night. It was an interesting one. I will bit right at the very top. It was not accessible in any way, shape or form.
Intense is the word I would use. I think that's more intense than a normal maze.
Yeah, so not to give like too many spoilers, I don't want to like really spoil this part up, but we walk in and Becky and I were separated straight away.
Yeah, and when they say you might get split up, they make an active effort to split you up.
Yeah.
So every single party that was in there got split up, didn't they?
Yeah, so Becky was in one section, I was in another section, which meant she saw parts of the maze that I didn't see.
And we did probably more than half the maze separately before we found each other again.
Yeah, it was really weird. One of the girls in a different party sort of, like I was walking on my own for a good minute or so, and one of the girls in another party like came up behind me and was like, "Oh my god, it's another person, yay!" You know, because she was also on her own for a while, you know. So it's very, very strange, very intense. There was a bit that involved crawling. That's what I mean by completely inaccessible. There was some really intense strobe lighting, like
yeah, like you can't see your foot in front of you. You kind of And I think I was saying that that's not accessible for people, even like aside from epilepsy, because obviously they give you that warning, but just like even if you've got like poor vision or poor balance, that's enough to throw you off, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a weird maze. The sets.
Maze is the operative word, though, I would say.
Yeah.
It's very turn you around, don't know where you go in.
Confuse you, basically. And we went back through the same room twice, I think, 3 times maybe. The set design in there, if you've watched our Horror Nights video and you've listened to what I said about Stitches earlier, I said I enjoyed that because of the set design. I love the scares, don't get me wrong, I genuinely love the scares, it's part of why I do this. But there was no set design in that maze at all.
And it seemed like in parts they were turning you around on yourself so that you saw the same bit and it was longer, but you didn't, like they basically didn't want to make it longer. Or...
Yeah, because a couple of the rooms were really big, so.
But none of them were detailed.
None of them were detailed.
Compared to that first one, that was like lots of toys on the shelves, lots of
games,
yeah,
lots of actual like scary parts. This was just like. If you've seen SAS, Who Dares Wins, where they're trying to like intensely like make you quit something, that's kind of the vibe that they're going for in that maze. And you know, part of it kind of works, but also at the same time, if you're not here for the scares necessarily, you know, we go to Halloween Horror Nights because we enjoy seeing the sets, we enjoy the films, things like that. That maze in particular isn't for you if it's really just about like set design and stuff like that, and yeah, accessibility issues. You're out on that one, unfortunately. So we've got one more maze to go and see, and that's Trailers. This is the one that like keeps returning for various.
What was it here for the last time we came? Something really random, wasn't it? Like
Carnival.
Carnival.
Yeah, Trailers was here for Carnival, so it's really.
And it was one actor. I think that'll be back tonight. But it was like 1 or 2 actors, wasn't it? That kept popping back out at us on various parts.
Which. I like the layout of Trailers. There's more sets and stuff like that, so I know it's going to be better than survival games in terms of that. So we've got a thing to go to. We've got about 10-15 minutes until our slot opens up. If you're coming in the evening after work, which we've done, it's very difficult to do all the mazes and see some of the entertainment. So we're going to see what we can see, but it might be lacking on the entertainment front in this video, unfortunately. And this will probably be our only time here, so.
Because it closes at 9, doesn't it?
Closes at 9.
Other than 2 a.m. like Horror Nights and Universal.
Yeah, I'd probably stay till 10
I wouldn't be here till 2 a.m. in this cold.
On a school night.
Yeah,
of all nights. But yeah, we're going to go and do Trailers. We'll let you guys know. If we can see any entertainment along the way or after the fact, we'll let you know. I'm still in search of some specialty food. I haven't found any yet. Just
and there's none on the map, is there?
Hot chocolate and brownie. And bratwurst, yeah, which is any special event is a different type of hot dog, and any non-special event is a hot dog. Roll over hot dog,
yeah.
So we'll let you guys know what we think of Trailers, and if we come across entertainment, we'll show you that. We may not have found any food yet, but we have found a Hearst, which is serving cocktails, which is quite interesting. It's a cool design. We've just been listening to Detonator, and it's got a special spiel for Fright Nights, which is quite cool. Nobody in the queue for it. It's like a 0-minute wait, walk on. Nobody there at all, which is interesting. As I said, right in the dark. Good to see, because you can't ever do this normally. Ooh, what's this? Death's Door. Oh, okay. This is a scare zone, so we can go through there at some point. We've got hot chocolate and brownies, we've got curly fries, and we've got Indian street food. So what have we got on this? Fully loaded curly fries. We've got curly fries, fully loaded, Lucifer's Lair, spicy curly fries, and then you can get additional toppings. £8 for fully loaded and Lucifer's Lair fries, and then normal curly fries is £6. So we've got Lucifer's Lair down there, I think. Trailers is just here, where it always is. So we're gonna go through Trailers first, and then we'll come back and do Death's Door, I think. So at the Wilderness Kitchen, we've got the Devil's Delight Burger and we've got the Wicked Witch Finger. So you got a hot dog and a burger there, which is quite good. There we go. That's the limited edition food that we've seen then. We're going into Death's Doors. We got 21 doors. Lee Carruthers.
It's called babe.
Nobody in that one. Got some, oh.
So itchy. Make it stop.
Lucifer's Lair. We've got a band playing on the stage. We've got Lucifer's throne here as well, which is quite cool to see. Quite a bit of entertainment offerings here, but they're at awkward times. So we've actually missed most of them. We've got the live band playing, Roman scare actors, but we can't see any around. Hell's Angel show we've missed. There's only one during after work hours. Then you've got the fire show at 6, 7 and 8. But there's no Roman actors around that I can see, unfortunately. Just this live band. But it's a cool scare zone of sorts.
Creatures, this is your freshest council speaking. Let's show the new students how we celebrate new beginnings, creature campus style.
It's just a history that they make through the plan. You're gone, I'll talk about religions. You and I'm conscious. To kill the king on this golden man. Before their stones. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands on my head, 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 like she's on my head. Cause they're gonna fucking come before you shed because I won't cry for you. I won't survive. I'm a monster, I'm a monster.
Since the day we woke and touched the ground, not a single being has wanted us around. As they spited us with every word, the screams we released, they never heard. You tortured us for what you had told, tales of witchcraft that frighten your souls. With each burn, our power grew, and we became the witches you thought you knew. Never again will we be burned at the stake, as trust in you was our mistake. Now it's time to face your trial. The excruciating heat will melt your smile. Let us welcome the freshmen with true fear.
Lycans, let's show these dark magic fools who the true alphas of the pack are. Lycans in that house!
My body needs a hero, come save me. Something tells me you know how to save me. I've been feeling weak. Come on and turn me on. Touch me, save my life. Come on and turn me on.
So that flash mob was over in the Creature Campus stage, which is over by Stealth. As you saw, pretty cool. You've got a few little bits and pieces there throughout the day. The flash mobs happen like every hour or so that one was at 8:30. Good to see the entertainment. Good bit of dancing there by all of the team members. Makeup, not too bad. I think it's like the lycanthrope high thing, which is a Thorpe Park staple lycanthrope. It's always been there, or lycanthrope, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, I don't know, but yeah, it's really good. It's good entertainment. There's a couple of different things that happened there over on the stage, but timing wise it's been a little bit tricky tonight. So going back into Lucifer's Lair, and we're going to grab some food from the streetcars, because the limited edition food that we showed you earlier, that place is currently closed now, which is a little bit unfortunate. We just wanted some special food. So Becky has got us some of the street food. We tried to get biryani, but they'd run out, so we just got rice, and we got the curry on top of the rice. We had two, I think they're onion bhajis and two samosas, and we've got a naan bread here, and that was £15 altogether, which isn't too bad. There's no pass holder discount available because it's a third-party operated hut. If we'd have been able to get food from the Wilderness place, then that would have had pass holder discount, because that is owned and operated by Thorpe Park. So it's a shame that that wasn't open. I'm not sure what time it closes, but we went there at 8:30 and it was closed. So we have got some Roman actors. They're not really doing too much, but they are here, which is good. We grab ourselves a brownie, $4.50 each. Those are all the flavours that you got. So you got quite a few flavours there. And then you've got a hot chocolate as well. So you got devilish hot chocolate, you got Lucifer's hot chocolate, and sinful hot chocolate. So Tidal Wave is going around. It's currently, well, it's 12 degrees, not too bad. It's a British summer, that. Not something I would personally do in this weather, but whatever floats your boat. But let's watch some people come down, maybe. I don't know if you can hear that on camera, but there are some people on it. There's like 4 or 5 people on it. and they just got drenched. You saw? No, I wouldn't do that. Not in this weather. We've got some kind of elemental theme in here. They used to have scarecrows hanging on this throughout the night, and then they would sort of like do little things for you, but not there anymore, unfortunately. One thing we were just saying, it's good. They've got Tidal Wave going, as you saw, but they've also still got this going. And
You never know what the name of that is.
Depth Charge.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
Oh my god.
Storm Surge.
Get it in your head.
Storm Surge. Storm Surge? That's Depth Charge, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm really not good. I always get those two mixed up. But yeah, we were just saying, they've got them going still, which is good. Like, they know people aren't going to be riding them. They know it takes up staff. These are all Becky's words. I'm stealing them now. But they're still going, which is good to see. So we're just making our way past Amity Beach, which is drained completely. So just going to show you some of the Fright Nights merch that we've got. So we've got some gloves, a hat, scarf. We got a bunch of pins. That's quite cool, that one. Death's Doors. Survival games pin. Expired level 1 and level 2. Socks, magnet, mug, bottle. You got a few t-shirts. The Fright Nights t-shirt there. Creep It Real, got your back. Amity High versus Lycan Thorpe High Fright Nights. We've got a lanyard and a plush teddy type thing. I mean, not really a teddy, obviously. And then you've got Scarecrow down there. See if there's anything on the back of this. The Home of Fear. And then this is the mazes hoodie, so it's all the names of the mazes and the scare zones and everything in the back. So just wanted to give you an idea of what our thoughts and feelings were on trailers as well, because that's a return in Maze, as we said.
We did think that there was some new elements, didn't we?
There was a couple of new rooms, so trailers is like, it's a cinema, basically.
It's like the advert.
Yeah, and each room you go through is like the trailer for the film or something like that. And there were probably 2 or 3 new rooms in there. The corridors have been rethemed on a couple of them as well, I think.
It actually felt not as scary because we've done it before.
Yeah.
But I guess if you were putting them all 3 together, like, you know, to compare them, I'd say that's going to be much better than, what was that little one we did?
Survival games.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot better than survival games, regardless, actually. Partly what Becky's saying, but I'm going to add to it to say regardless. That was better, even though we've seen it like 4 times at this point. It was a lot better. We haven't been to Fright Nights in a good few years. We were over at Horror Nights last year. May have done it in 2021. And Trailers was here at that point, so it really has been here at least 2 years, and then we've had it for those events in between. And it's good to see that they're changing it slightly, but I think it's still, it's long in the tooth at this point. It is long in the tooth, and it needs a little bit of a, well, a lot of a bit of a theme, a retheme, you know.
It's not the store, because the store, although the rooms change and you feel like that's changed it a bit, the story's the same. You've still got the same pre-show, you've still got the same rooms, in, you know, even
at the
if
start
they've slightly
and the end
changed.
and stuff, and
Same
quite a few
layout.
of them are the same between. So yeah, it does need a proper retheme. It's a good maze, which is sad. It is a good maze, but it does need a retheme because it's been, I think if they weren't using it for all those events, that would be even better as well to some extent. It's nice having extra entertainment for those events, but because it's there, we've been through it so many times, so it's...
And it's also more expensive tonight than it would be on a night when we went to Carnival, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not much different to a night that we went to Carnival.
Apart from more actors,
day that
I
we
guess.
went to Carnival, yeah, there's a few more actors in there. But overall, I mean, our ranking For me personally, I think Becky's going to agree with this. We haven't discussed this, so
On the fly.
on the fly. Survival games.
Yeah.
I can't even see it so far down. I just did not enjoy that at all. It wasn't even about being separated or anything. That was fine. It was like just not very good. Trailers, the middle one, that was good. I had a couple of good scares. I do enjoy the theming in there. A few good set pieces. But Stitches 2023, like, that was really good.
That was the best one.
The theming in the rooms was fantastic, and we just really enjoyed going through that as a whole. The toys are saying goodnight. It's the woman from
The granny
from Stitches. Really good, actually. Yeah. Stitches was good. Surprising, but I enjoyed that as much as I did. I really came out of that thinking the theming was fantastic,
Yeah.
the rooms were fantastic, set decoration, some pretty good scares in there, and the actor right at the start was he was really good at his pre-show spiel, let's say. Sad on the accessibility issues, but we know that that's a thing here at some of the UK theme parks. You can't even get around Alton Towers if you've got accessibility issues in some cases. So at least Thorpe is a bit more accessible in that way, that you can just access the resort as a whole. So we also went through Death's Doors as well. The premise of that was going through, you knock on 21 doors throughout and then somebody will come out and scare you. I don't think the scare actors in there really understood their assignment in that park, because we knocked on a couple and they were already out.
Yeah. And I think I don't know whether they just did like a get-together-y kind of thing in the middle and all were out anyway. And I think the premise of it is really good. Like, we did something similar at Alton Towers, didn't we, a few years ago, but for
the kids one, yeah, that was good.
I think it is a good premise, but if you're letting because I expected them to like be reaching at you from the doors and stuff, but they were just out, like as they just came out of the doors.
Yeah.
And then because they were all out of the doors, you knocked on all the doors and no one answered.
Yeah.
And it just lost its
Yeah.
but the theory behind it is really good.
The theory
I think that
behind
would have
it's
been really
good,
good if
and
they could
the actual-
execute it well.
Yeah, and the actual like costumes that some of the scare actors had was fantastic. Santa, Auntie Claus, she called herself. We had like a bunny guy dressed up, and the first one had like a dog muzzle mask on, which like can't be comfortable to have on for a couple of hours. But that's good. And then we went and saw, obviously, as you saw the flash mob over by Stealth. I let you guys know what I thought of that already. But overall, a pretty good night at Fright Nights. If you're coming after work on like a Monday through Friday, it's very difficult to do everything. You're not going to get on any rides if you're going to do the mazes, and you'll also have a very hard time seeing some of the entertainment as well, because survival games we queued for probably 20-30 minutes for it, even though it said 0 minutes on the app. So
And it's frustrating when you pay £10 per maze. You feel like you've paid for that maze, like specifically, and that's you've been duped out of money if you have to wait, kind of.
Yeah.
Or if it's not up to what you expected it to be.
Yeah.
But equally, if you're going to come and not pay for the mazes, and you've got an annual pass and you live close, you've got 3 hours when the park's not usually open, because usually it closes at like 5 or
6, yeah.
So yeah, you've got a good like 3 or 4 hours where you can come in the evening and actually just
ride
rides because the queues were really short, or go to the scare zones or watch the entertainment. I think I would say you've got to try the mazes once, but once you've tried them, if you're not really into that, then
just come and do rides.
It's worth doing. For even I think some of the scare zones, well, there's only 2, wasn't there?
Yeah.
But I think the scare zones were just as good as the mazes.
Yeah, I think so too. So yeah, hopefully that's given you an idea as to whether you want to come to Fright Nights here at Thorpe Park. We do enjoy these things. If you haven't checked out our Horror Nights video from Universal Orlando, do go and check it out. There'll be a link down in the description so you can see that. And if this has been useful to you and you've enjoyed it, you've enjoyed watching us get scared and let you know what our thoughts are, do hit the thumbs up. Do appreciate it. It really does help us out a lot. And it would be great if you could hit the subscribe button and bell icon to be notified when we post all new videos. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks.